Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. In our previous episode, we completed the maiden voyage of SSTM craft, or Single Stage to Moon. And today, we are going to do advanced flight of the same craft. Off camera, I've launched 2 missions to refuel our craft, first in low Kerbal orbit and then in low lunar orbit. Those missions were not recorded for a simple reason: they are just fuel tanks flying to the specific orbit and doing nothing. We have seen this many times, and I am pretty sure that it's not that interesting. So, currently, our goal is as follows. We have to rise to the low Kerbal orbit, rendezvous with the refueling vessel, dock with it, refuel, go to the moon, orbit the moon, rendezvous with the refueling vessel, and dock with it. Afterwards, we are going to perform test landing. The landing, if successful, will be cool. If not successful, well, we always have quick load. So, let us proceed. The difference between the previous missions and this mission for the SSTM is that we are not going to flatten out at 10 kilometers, but rather higher, approximately at 20 kilometers. The goal is to leave the thick part of the atmosphere and to make sure that we can gain horizontal speed at as fastest rate as we can. And as you can see, we're currently at 24 kilometers and our speed is approximately 1.5 kilometers per second, with horizontal speed being most of it, and vertical speed is only 50 meters per second and rising. But at this point we want to gain some vertical velocity because we actually want to leave the atmosphere of Kerbal and go into the orbit. Alright, we reached 250 meters per second vertical velocity and already overtook it. It's 300 meters. And look, by sheer luck, we encountered the station on our ascent. We don't even need to circularize first. All we have to do is skip this encounter and hopefully we will be able to do some docking. So let's time warp until the close encounter and then start killing our lateral velocity. Okay, that changes our rendezvous a little bit, but that's not a big problem. All we have to do now is lower our lateral velocity and start burning in the direction of the target vessel. Perfect. So we're 1.5 kilometers away and we are burning directly to the target. 100 meters away. Good. Time to slow us down. $50 meters, 25, 20, good, 14, alright, time to stop. And at this point I realized that my craft doesn't have all the translation abilities. It can translate left, right, forward and backwards, but not up and down. But that's not a big deal. All we have to do is turn and translate to the side instead of up or down. And the docking maneuver was executed to perfection. All we have to do now is refuel, undock, and go to the moon. Again, by sheer luck, our docking happened exactly where we need to be, and we can just start burning for the moon without doing any orbital maneuvering. Let's just correct our approach a little bit so that we get into the retrograde orbit A, and B, that we are going into equatorial orbit so that we have easier time to catch our refueling craft. Alright. And it looks that for Kerbals, going to the moon as easy as going to another town for me. All you do is you board a little plane, and within 12 hours you are in the orbit of moon. If only that happened in reality. Alright, we are now in the orbit around the moon, and we are getting our close encounter with the refueling vessel. It took a couple of orbits to catch it up, and I cut it out because it's literally just two crafts orbiting the moon and nothing else. So here we have our close encounter of half a kilometer. That is good. So let's time warp to it and do the usual slowing down and then burn to the target. Alright, we are pretty close. So let's orient ourselves in the direction of the docking port. And using our side translation abilities, let's get into the alignment. And let the docking thingy do its work. Again, perfect docking, everything is fine. 22 hours 30 minutes, the time it took for us to get into the encounter with the refueling vessel. Of course, we can cut this time to lower if we were to catch our fueling vessel in a better trajectory, so that is something we can improve. Alright, we've refueled our vessel, and now we are going to try the landing. We can't land this craft as usual rocket, engines first, because there are aerodynamic surfaces which will break if we land on them. So we have to do something crazy, or as Jebediah will say, something perfectly ordinary and normal, and we are going to try to land this as a plane. The only difference being that on Moon there is no atmosphere. What that means is that we will not be able to slow our descent with our wings, and we have to do it with our engine. So here we go, engines first, and trying to keep our horizontal speed while killing our vertical speed and trying to basically get into the level flight or any kind of thing that looks like level flight, so that we can nicely touch down with our wheels and not destroy our craft on the impact. I wasn't sure from the beginning that this will work, but I really want to try it, so here we go. Close to the ground, killing the vertical velocity and horizontal speed, and we are moving another direction. Let's try it. Ow! Explosions! That will not do. Quick load. Alright, I guess it's time to go to the drawing board with the lunar landing. My idea is that we can have a little landing vessel in the orbit along with the refueling module, so that when we are encountering it, we will transfer our Kerbal from the SSTM and into the landing module. From there he will be able to safely land on Moon, do the whatever he has to do, and return back to the orbit, board the SSTM, and get back to the Kerbin. I think it's a sound plan. But for now, we have to return Jebediah back to the surface of planet Kerbin, of course, not the Moon. Here we are, approximately at 10,000 meters, and trying to turn our craft to land in this nice valley near lakes and beautiful sandy beaches, and actually forest. Who could have thought? Alright. 1.5 thousand meters. 1000 meters. Let's flare up our nose, trying to kill our vertical velocity. 200 meters. 150. Flare up. 70. 50, 40, flare up. Ow. Alright. Only one engine is destroyed. No. 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 Well, that was a bit rough of a landing. Guess we have to work a little bit on the landing procedures. But that's okay for now. This flight proved that single stage to other orbital or celestial body craft are viable, and further finances were given to our program to develop even better and harder missions. As one of Kerbal presidents, John F. Kerman, said, "We chose to go to other planets not because it's easy, we chose it because it's hard. And we are going to do that with planes." But for now, we are going to end this episode. Thank you all for watching. Remember to like, dislike, and comment this video in the section below. My name is Darlock, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.